You need a periodic table. If you don't have a periodic table, if you've got it memorized, that's great. I don't have it memorized. So the pink one that I gave you, which has the polyatomic ions on the back, is very, very handy. You will need this for your test. I'll have a few extras for the test day. I won't, Nicole, have 30 extras for the test day, so please bring it. It says, use a pencil. Why use a pencil? Because I make mistakes on these quite a bit. H2 plus F2 equals, or becomes HF. What I find until I get good, I say, I'm going to make a list. How many H's are there right now? 2. How many F's are there right now? 2. How many H's on the right-hand side? 1. How many F's on the right-hand side? 1. Am I balanced? How do you know? Mackenzie, how do I know I'm not balanced? Okay, so you're okay on that part. Sorry, I'm going to be picking on the people that had trouble with the quiz to help you guys out, not to make fun of you. I don't work that way. So let's pick either hydrogen or fluorine. I don't know which one. I would like to try and make these numbers equal. How many hydrogens do I have on the left? How many on the right?
1.
So maybe I would like to make this number here 2. 1 times what? The only way I can change the amount of stuff, I'm not allowed to add subscripts down here. What I am allowed to do is add a coefficient in the front. How many hydrogens do I have now? Oh, but this dominoes, how many F's do I have now? Also 2. Oh, we're balanced. 2 marks. This one probably could have been a 1 marker. I made them each 2 marks. So if you got a 2 there, great. If you have something different, lawyer with me afterwards, and I'll look at it. Number 2, SN plus O2 becomes SNO. Okay. By the way, just a reminder, we call this here, what kind of an equation? Does anybody remember? It's a nice Halloween theme. It's called a skeleton equation. A skeleton equation is a non-balanced equation, but it shows you what becomes what. And each what is in the correct ratio. You just don't know how many of each you need to make it balance. Okay? I just gave you a hint about the test. Multiple choice question. Okay. SN is tin, yes? How many SNs do I have on the left-hand side? 1. How many O's do I have on the left-hand side? And why did I put 2 O's there? We said that there's certain atoms that are called diatomic, and the way to remember it was Hofbrinkel. It also forms this, if you ignore hydrogen, it forms the number 7 on your periodic table. Those ones, when you're putting them in for a formula, they pair up if they're by themselves. How many SNs on the right-hand side? How many O's on the right-hand side? Okay. I guess my first guess here, Justine, would be I have 2 O's on the left, 1 on the right. I might say put a 2 there. That gives me 2 of those. And oh, but can you see, Justine, that that also gives me 2 of those? See it? Yeah? Are we balanced? Why not? How can I fix that? Oh, are you saying I can put 2 there? Yep. Oh, yep. Oh, what number is in front right here, by the way? It's invisible. 1. Just making that point. So I would give you 1 mark for a 2 right there and 1 mark for a 2 right there, I guess. 1 mark for a 2 in front of the SN, 1 mark for a 2 in front of the snow. The SNO. How many watch Big Bang Theory? I think a great nerd game for them to be playing would be Periodic Table of the Elements Scrabble. Darn it, I got xenon again. Ha ha, I got argon. Okay. Xenon would be, it's got an X in it. Okay. Got it.
I didn't really get it. I was just laughing to make you feel better.
Yeah, you'd be used to that. Me too. Okay. Hello, my late person coming in, interrupting my recording here too. Number 3, how many Mgs? Mg, is that magnesium or manganese? I get those, magnesium, right? How many magnesiums do I have on the left? 1. How many chlorines do I have? 2. Kenzie, how many magnesiums do I have on the right? Nice. How many chlorines do I have on the right? 2. Oh! This one is a nice reaction, balanced already. That means if you mix those up in those ratios, everything will combine. We won't have any leftovers. Number 4. This one is tougher, much tougher. Oh, how would I give 2 marks out for number 3? If you left everything blank, like had invisible ones in front of everything. Number 4. Jessica, my angel, how many K's are there on the left-hand side right now? Careful, that 3's on the O, but is it on the K? Say no. So how many K's are there on the left-hand side, kiddo? 1. Nice, 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 nice. Come on, eraser. How many N's are there on the left-hand side? 1. How many O's are there on the left-hand side? 3. See it? Now, on the right-hand side, let's see. How many K's am I starting out with? 1. Yeah? Football people have to go? Who's my football people? Okay, before you go, give me 1 second. How many N's do I have? How many O's do I have? Careful. 4. Okay. I think the problem is going to be the O's. The problem is going to be the O's. And Justine, how many O's do I have on the left? How many on the right? Is there a number that both of those go into evenly that I can try and turn these into? And what we're talking about, for those of you that are in Math 10, is the least common multiple. 12. How can I get 12 O's on the left-hand side? Well, if I put a 4 right there, that's my first guess, and I'm not quite done yet. That's going to give me 12. Oh, but that's going to domino here. That's going to give me 4 and 4. Now, I'm going to deal with the oxygens on the right in a second, but how many K's do I now have on the left, Justine? I can put a 4 here, and that's going to give me 4 and 4. Oh, but how many O's do I have now? How many is that right there? Can you see it? Don't say 6. 8. And how many more do I have here? Right here? So 8 and 2 is how many do I have right now? 8 and 2 is how many do I have right now? Not times 2. 8 plus 2, 10. Right now, I have 10. How many would I like? How can I get 12 on the right-hand side? Yeah. Yes, if I put a 2 right there, I've got 8 plus 4, which is 12. Now, if you did that, that gets you 1.5 out of 2. What's in front of the first term? 4. What's in front of the second term? What's in front of the third term? Are there any invisible 1s in front of anything anywhere? No. Each term has a coefficient, and this coefficient can be reduced to lowest terms. What that means is I can actually go that's going to get you 2 out of 2. If you have a 2 in front of the first one, a 2 in front of the second term, and an invisible 1, do you have to write the 1, Amber? No. If you have nothing in front of the O2, that gets you there, as it turns out, as well. Okay? You have to reduce equations to lowest terms. So if you did the 4, 4, 2, it gets you 1.5 out of 2. Is that okay, Miller? Yep. Number 5. How many B's? 1. How many N's? 1. How many F's? 2. How many B's? 1. How many N's? 2. How many F's? 3. Suggestions? I think I'm going to start with the F's because that looks a bit tougher. I got a 2 and I got a 3. I'm looking for a number those both go into. Dylan, what's a number that 2 and 3 both go into? Yes. I'm going to try changing those into 6, and what I'm hoping is maybe the other ones might domino into place automatically. Let's see. How can I get 6 over on the left-hand side? I think put a 3 there. Yes? How can I get 6 over on the right-hand side? I think since I have 3, put a 2 there. That's going to give me 6. But that's going to domino here. That's going to give me 2 of those. Oh, put a 2 here. That's going to give me a 2. Oh, and that's also going to give me 2 of those. And, oh! Are we balanced? We are. 2Bn plus 3F2s becomes 2Bf3s plus N2, or 2 boron nitride plus fluorine becomes, well, I'll let you read the rest of it out loud. Is that okay? Turn the page. Number 6. Question, Josh? You got it? Number 6. Okay. How many C's? On the left, I see, no pun intended, 3. How many H's? I see 8, 7, and 1. I'm fighting some allergy or something today, so I'm sneezing like crazy. I'm drugged up. I got more drugs in me than a Colombian jungle right now. Let's see. 3. Oh, you guys like that joke, do you?
That was a witty joke.
Yes, I can be funny. 3 oxygens on the left. On the right-hand side, I got 1 C. I got, oh, not H2. 2 H's, and I got 3 O's. Well, the O's match. That's nice. I think I'm going to start with the H's. Mackenzie, how many H's do I have on the left right now? How many on the right? How can I fix that? How can I change a 2 into an 8? Yes. Put a right here. Now it's going to change that. 8. But it's going to also change. Now I have 4 and 2. I got 6 oxygens. Now what? You know, because the oxygens appear in more than one molecule and more than one compound, I'm going to tackle the carbons. I'm going to save the stuff that appears in more than one for last because I'm hoping it might domino itself into place. I hope. So I got 3 carbons. I got 1 carbon. You know what, Mr. Dewick? If I put a 3 right there, that's going to give me 3 of those. Oh, but that's going to change the number of oxygens. Because right now here, Justine, how many do I have? You see there's 6. And 4. How many oxygens do I have on the left-hand side here now? On the right-hand side here now? 10. 6 and 4. Okay? Are we balanced? No. The carbons match, the hydrogens match, but not the oxygens. How many O's do I have on the left? 3. How many do I have on the right? 10. How can I change it? Well, 3 and 10, what number do they go into evenly? Sorry? I heard someone say it. 30. Let's try 30. So that's going to mean, holy smokes, multiplying this by 10. Sorry, not multiplying that by 10, Mr. Dewick. Let's erase that for a second. I want to try and get 10 here. Now, I've got 1 right here. I got 2 here. I'm trying to think if I can break up this 10 a bit cleverly. Maybe I could somehow make this like 8, put a 4 there, and 2. Would that work? Or maybe I want to make this 5. And any suggestions? Did you guys get this one? This one's tough. Yeah? What'd you do?
I put a 2 in front of the C, H, O, Z.
You said I put a 2 right here?
Yeah.
So that's going to give me 6 of those. That's going to give me 14 and 2, 16 of those. And that's going to give me 2, 3, 4 of those. Yes?
Yeah, I'm gonna put a 9 for the
A 9 in front of the,
oxygen.
right here? 9 of those. You said, hey, Mr. Dewick, now I have 2 and 9. You're saying I have 20?
And then I put a 6 in front of the CO.
Put a 6 here. That's going to give you 6 C's, and that's going to give you 12 and 4.
I put an 8
Oh, you put an 8 here?
where the hydrogen is.
Put an 8 here. Let's see, does that work? It's going to give you 6 C's, that's going to give you 12 and 8, 20, and that's going to give you 16 H's. Is Josh right? Are we balanced? How did you spot that, Josh?
I don't know, just
And you know what? That's why balancing equations is tough. There is a science to it. I can give you some approaches to try, but there's an art to it. It's you try, you guess, you check, you pencil, you erase, you pencil. Aha! So 2 marks, half mark for the 2, half mark for the 9, half mark for the 6, half mark for the 8. Does that reduce at all? Yeah, there's something that goes into 2 and 9 and 6 and 8? Nope. Okay, and then we got a couple of 3 markers, because first we're going to go from word to skeleton, which means we're going to have to crisscross in our formula. Then we're going to get the actual equation. Zinc, Zn, and plus. Copper 2, copper is Cu. Sulfate, that's from that's SO4. But first I got to crisscross to make sure this works. Copper, we said the charge was 2. What's the charge on SO4? Oh, also 2? So when I crisscross, I'd get a 2 and a 2, which reduces to 1 and 1, so I don't need to add any subscripts here. Form, arrow, become. Copper 2, and plus. Zinc sulfate. So zinc sulfate is going to be ZnSO4, but we have to crisscross. What's the charge on Zn? Oh, also 2? So when I crisscross, the subscripts take care of themselves? Okay. I've got the equation. Now, let's see if we can get the ratios. How many Zn's do I, how many zincs? 1. How many coppers? 1. How many S's? 1. How many oxygens? 4. How many Zn's? You know what? I think this is balanced already, isn't it? Is it balanced already? Woohoo! For 3 marks, what I really had to get was the equation. That was the tricky part. Aluminum and dihydrogen sulfate. Dihydrogen, that tells me the prefix means it's covalent. Those are actually easier to get from word to formula. First of all, aluminum, Al. And plus. Dihydrogen, what am I going to write? Well, first now, I'm just doing the skeleton first. H2. Sulfate, that's a polyatomic. SO4. Form, arrow. Hydrogen, I'm going to write, come on, H2, because hydrogen doesn't sit by itself. It's part of that Hofbrinkel group. Plus aluminum sulfate. So I'm going to go AlSO4, but this is ionic. I've got a crisscross. So over here in the margin, I'm going to go Al. What's the charge on aluminum? Positive what?
3.
Positive 3. What's the charge on SO4? 2. So that's going to have a 2, and this whole thing is going to have a 3. There's my skeleton equation. Now, let's balance. How many ALs on the left? 1. How many H's on the left? 2. How many S's on the left? 1. How many O's on the left? 4. How many H's on the right? 2. How many let's go in order, Mr. Dewick. You did ALs first. How many ALs on the right? 2. How many H's on the right? 2. How many S's on the right? 3. How many O's on the right? 12. All right. Well, the first thing that I might try, well, what might I try? Yeah. Balancing the aluminum. So you're saying I got 2. You're saying, hey, Mr. Dewick, put a 2 right there. Are we done? Nope. Now what? I might try balancing the S's, the sulfurs. I got 1, I got 3. I might try putting a 3 right there. That's going to give me 3 of those. That's going to give me 6 of those. And that's going to give me 3 times 4, 12 of those. Yes? Am I balanced? Close, though. What's not balanced? Hydrogen. How can I fix hydrogen? Two, three, nothing. I would give you 1 mark for the skeleton equation, and then 1 mark for each. You know what? Since there's 3 numbers, how about 1 mark for each number? Okay? Give yourself a score, please, out of 18. Put it at the top of the page. 45 minutes. I was hoping to give you a full 60 minutes or so. What you have is a piece of paper. It's got a practice quiz on everything. Okay? I tried to, actually my friend, another teacher who made this up, we tried to break each question down into what topic is. You can nuke number 11. I think I crossed it out for you guys as a matter of fact on yours. Didn't I or not? Nope. Okay, we're not going to worry about what a crystal lattice is. It's nerdily cool, but that's okay. I'm going to give you about 20, 25 minutes to try working through this quiz. And then what you want to do is you want to ask someone around you, someone nearby. If there's questions that you don't understand, you can try and figure out what's going on. You can use your textbook if you want to help you learn. So take a look at the quiz. The quiz looks like this. Okay. Number 1 says, draw the structure of an atom, indicate the 3 subatomic particles. What are the 3 subatomic particles inside an atom? Okay, protons, neutrons, and electrons. So if you're drawing a picture, draw a rough sketch of any atom, but make sure you know where the protons and the neutrons are and where the electrons are. You need to know that. You need to be able to figure out how many neutrons are in an atom of whatever I give you, in this case carbon, atom of iodine. What's the difference between an atom and a molecule? Which elements are diatomic? There are 7. Mr. Hofbrinkel. Which element has, so you need to be able to find, if I tell you how many energy levels and how many electrons in its outer shell, you need to be able to maneuver your way around on the periodic table. Number 6 is fine, number 7 is fine, number 8 is fine, number 9 is fine, number 10 is fine. Did I cross out number 11 on your actual quiz? No? Cross out number 11, please. Then there's a table where you're practicing either going from the English name to the formula or from the formula to the English name and figuring out whether it's ionic or covalent. Law of conservation of mass, balance the following equations, and then write and balance equations for the following going from the word to the skeleton to the formula. Did I attach the answers? So this is also your study guide for the weekend too, if you're studying for the test. I'm going to give you the rest of the class to work on this. You can work on this on your own quietly, or you can work on this with a partner if you want to. You can use your textbook for help. This is your study guide. When is your test? Monday. When am I doing a tutorial? Tomorrow after school. The very, very last thing, I do have for you guys a bonus video game. Remember, if you go to what's my website, pitmath.com, and if, Oscar, you click on Science 10 links, you will see Science 10 bonus video game number 1. If you want 2 free marks on your test, or 1 free mark on your test, that's how you can get them. A few of you have already emailed me your scores and the screenshot. Great. Okay. I'm shutting up. The rest of the class is yours.